let's find this school. Funny enough, on my way here, there was this person that was really depressed on life and everything like that, and I was just sitting there listening to him. He's saying how he has like a PhD and everything like that, and he basically can't get anywhere. That was kind of disheartening. Makes me think again, every time you walk past life, you walk through someone, everyone has kind of a story, a struggle, like who knows what they did to try to get to where they're going or where they're at. It's kind of interesting because he was saying to me, like, for example, if you see people homeless and so forth, most people think, oh, you're useless, you have no like point in society and all that. Like, you're probably talking to the wrong guy, because I try to listen to every story of every person I understand. Just like, for example, if they're homeless, I've heard at times where people have, like, say, some kind of crazy degree in a different country, but it's not recognized here, so that's why they have to work at, say, like the convenience store and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's good to have that different kind of, I guess, life experience and open-mindedness. That was kind of interesting. Basically, yeah, at first they're really wild, really out of control, but then afterwards, when you show them the stuff that's kind of like, wow, like a smaller guy can do this, that's when you get their attention. Well, hopefully I gave them the introduction of what martial arts is, all about the self-confidence and all that. It's kind of funny, as I was guiding those kids, one kid was like, how come you're not getting tired? In terms of me, like, trying to guide them through this stuff. And they gave me a gift card, it seems like, just for volunteering. Funny enough, I don't even drink coffee. You guys can see what I drank today is usually my regular juice and stuff, like the carrots, the beets. Basically, I find something that gives you a lot of energy. Well, some people think I'm crazy to drink that much, but I find basically it works for me. I don't use it as a quote meal replacement or anything like that. To me, it's just, it hydrates me, it gives me the energy to keep going, because tonight I actually got to go to my martial arts training still too, while doing my walk here. This backpack is really heavy, not just because of what's in there, it actually isn't much, but just the design of it. I've actually been looking for a better backpack too. Probably better for someone like me since I walk all the time. This was kind of cool to hear. It says FAA expands automated airspace control for drones. The Federal Aviation is expanding its near real-time drone flight authorization system. The low altitude authorization and notification capability now includes air route traffic control centers in the western US, including Kansas City, Houston, Fort Worth, Texas, and Albuquerque. The system provides near real-time processing of airspace authorizations for drone operators, as well as a more detailed traffic picture of controlled space. The services are based on a public and private partnership between the FAA and industry service suppliers. What used to take weeks now takes a mere seconds, acting FAA Administrator Dan Elwell said in a video press release. That's really cool. That's what we need to get into, basically something with quicker authorization stuff. This is in the US, but my hope is Canada will have something like this too. I think this was related too. It says this app will now let you authorize a drone flight in near real time. It almost reminds me of things like those, it even says in the US, like air maps. Apparently they're having something like this where you can basically get a token right away. It says, in collaboration with Boeing, enterprise drone software company Kitty Hawk will now be able to make FAA's new program for faster drone authorizations accessible to its own customers. Again, we really need stuff like this, like here anyways. I kind of found this one a little weird, although I don't think there's anything wrong with it necessarily per se. Like here, basically you're not supposed to do it. It says, drone footage shows extent of rising flood waters in New Brunswick. Portions of the Fredericton are underwater and St. John has issued an evacuation notice due to rising waters. New footage shows the extent of the flooding in Fredericton. I found that story a little silly just because of the regulations. Technically, what is it? They're in the vicinity of a natural disaster. You can see when they're flying, they're basically near the occupied vehicles. Like they pretty much just fly like over the highway or whatever there. I don't know, to me it's a little silly when it's really safe in some ways and you're using it for this, like to educate people. Like if you're not getting help from anybody else, then why not? Like you can use it yourself as long as you're doing it in a safe way. Or when people argue there, it's still too dangerous. In my opinion anyways, natural disaster, if you're getting in the way, like in the sense of natural disaster, there's a forest fire and you have emergency crews up in the air with their own drones possibly, that I can see stay away. But if it's something like, say, your area is completely flooded, there's no one there to help you, there's no one else there, no emergency workers or anything, I don't see the issue with that, personally anyways. I mean, people need to kind of realize, you know, for the most part, it is a camera to document stuff as well. I can just imagine for flying a drone with floods, maybe there's people sitting on the roof of their house and there's no one else to identify that there's someone there. So you could basically fly the drone, see them, and then contact the authorities or whatever, right? I think that's the way to go. Whoa. Are they pets? Look at that bug, has very little heat. Actually, this is where someone suggested I fly the drone. Well, that makes me wonder, how would that work with the 30 meters away from the vehicle? Technically, I'm underneath, like I'm around them, like still within the distance, but there's no way there's gonna be a car here, so would it be illegal if there was like skateboarders and stuff here and I flew the drone to capture it? Ah, the silliness, like I said. Let's do some flying. It looks kind of hazy too. And actually, funny enough, in the mountains you can kind of see half the snow is melted. Time for the adult training. See you guys later.